God.
Okay.
We're really starting on a high note here.
We would start having some conversations that we normally have that are coach-like, but not
Ish.
coach-ish.
Wait, can we back it up though? So first, let's tell the people who we are and then what the hell we're trying to do here.
Okay.
So who are you?
Oh, why I gotta go first? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just doing that.
Okay, fine. Bossy. My name is Ebony Smith. I am a master certified leadership coach and leadership facilitator. I started my company to be the coach I needed when I was in corporate. If I'm being honest with you, a lot of crossroads, a lot of forks in the road, and I didn't feel like I had a good, trusted advisor. And I went to coaching school to learn the skills that nobody teaches you when they promote you through your organization. And somewhere along the way, I ended up with a leadership development practice. Before this, I was in the oil industry. I was like, honestly, trading financial derivatives for oil. I know, I'm a chemist. Like there's a
Sexy.
Is it? I mean, I wore steel-toed boots and Nomex. But from there,
are they called roughnecks?
No, those are wildcatters, and that was on next.
Okay.
But anyway, I used to put in oil pipelines. Then I went to the trading group, and for the past almost 8 years, I've been running my coaching, development, and training company. And Lauren and I were like, you know what? We should have conversations and share it with the world. So here we are.
Here we are.
We don't really know what we're going to call this, but just follow us.
Follow us. Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 8 years ago, that's really when you and I started talking, because Ebony and I got certified at the same time. And I guess I'll transition this to my introduction. So I am Lauren LeMunyan, otherwise known as the Spitfire Coach. I'm also a master certified coach, coaching for almost 8 years. And we both went through the same program for very similar reasons. You were at an impasse in your life. I was more at an impasse on all aspects of my life. My marriage fell apart. My career was literally hitting walls, and I was using substances to kind of make up for my own internal suffering, and kind of stumbled onto coaching as the last ditch effort to fix my life, because I didn't have Yanla in my life. But I did have an Ebony who somehow got stuck with me as my peer coach through coach training. So you learned all the ins and outs about my life. And I'm like, Ebony, I hate to break it to you, but we're going to be lifelong friends. So we have had many conversations, whether it's about us not getting out of bed, me not brushing my teeth, pitfalls and challenges with our clients, with themes we're seeing. And we've also worked together on a number of engagements in the leadership training and coaching space. So we figured we would kind of peel back the curtain a bit and share a little bit about what we're talking about when we're not talking to clients and what we're seeing, and the advice that we wish we could give to our clients, but we're not necessarily doing, because when you're a coach, you don't give advice. And what we see is kind of still broken in the professional development space, and what needs to be done as you pivot and grow in your career.
We want you to make sure that you are always growing as a person. There is no end game. That's what we know. We just know it's a journey, and you need to enjoy it, because you need a series of great days to make a great week, a series of great weeks to make a great month, a series of great months to make a great year, a series of years to make decades that are fantastic. And one thing I know, and one thing I've seen, and Lauren has seen it too, you need to work on yourself.
You better work.
Oh, you better work on
You better work.
And by the way, you're not doing it for other people. You're not doing it for the promotion at work. You are doing it because raging glass bowl. Because you're a raging glass bowl sometimes, and you don't deserve it. You don't deserve the stories people tell. You don't deserve the reputation that you gain. You don't deserve it. But you may need to figure out more self-awareness and better emotional self-management. That said, do I have outbursts? All the time. I mean, not all the time, but sometimes. Is it the way that it used to be? You have outbursts too.
I had one like 5 minutes ago. Let's be real.
And by the way, you can tell her outburst when she says, and I was like, she was using substances what she was using was paint and canvases. Look at what's behind her.
I've transitioned my obsessions into more constructive avenues. Okay.
She's always crafting something. I was like, that's more junk to move. But I digress.
But
Always crafting something. Blankets. She'd be like, I have this great idea. I'm gonna knit 30 blankets to give to my friends and family.
I did it.
And I was like, Lauren, Christmas is in 4 days. She goes, I know, but if I binge watch enough stuff, I can get 30 blankets done in 4 days.
I'm feeling very called out right now and exposed.
And I was like, why? Why, girl? Give them a gift card to Amazon and move on with your life.
You know what? Everyone still uses their damn hand knitted blanket. I'm just saying. That's the first and only handmade gift I will ever give them. I'm done. It's like bar said hi, and I'm just going to coast on that until they fall apart.
I know. After that, it's just pickleball. She's going to give you one blanket, and then for the rest of your life, she's going to invite you to pickleball.
I mean, that's pretty accurate. I do a big gesture, and then I'm like, deuces, I got things to do.
Like, we could go out and play pickleball. To play pickleball.
You know what? I'm sorry that one of my pastimes and hobbies is not napping, as much as I would like it to be so. So if that gives you any indication, Ebony and I, we share a mutual understanding of the snark, the sass, and then we are on polar opposites where our energy goes outside of coaching.
Because I think napping is a hobby. And when recently introduced myself, they were like, what's your hobby? I was like, rest. Because I'm tired. I'm carrying the world on my shoulders, my world, and I'm tired. I need to rest. I need to snack with a good snack, some popcorn.
You got a little candy obsession too, ma'am.
Okay, yeah.
Ma'am.
Oh.
Like I might have a craft bag. You got a candy bag.
And French desserts. I won't say. So as we're thinking about what this is going to become, we want to talk to you about things we've learned along the way. Because we've learned a bunch and we've observed a bunch. And so,
all the foolishness. So much foolishness.
I'm gonna share wisdom that I've collected, and just practical stuff. Because if you hear it here, you should be able to use it at the end of this, right? And so that's my goal, and that's my point of service. Even when I'm coaching, doing leadership facilitation, you should be able to use what I'm saying to you. Like it shouldn't be theoretical, and I don't want it to be theoretical for you. And so when we talk about these things, we're going to give you practical advice, things that work, things you can ease in. I really love some of the things that James Clear talks about with being 1% better every day. Mm-hmm. And so those are the tips, along with a little snark, a little sass, a little storytelling that we'll give you during our conversations together.
I do want to add, so my goal is digging deeper to understand the root cause or the root goal or dream, because I feel like a lot of times we're in the interactions and exchanges at surface level, and we're not really digging into our heart's desire. Like, how do we allow that Spitfire to come up and honor that and apply all of these things we're going to be sharing? Because it's not just about going through the motions. Like you said, we have one life to live here, and we are not in a work release program. You all chose to be at your jobs. You all chose to open a business, whatever your situation is right now. We have choice. And when we understand the power of our choice, we get empowered every day, and we have the opportunity to empower others in the process. So it's all about getting back in the driver's seat of your life, reconnecting with who you are, your purpose and your passion, and looking at how you can make yourself and your environment and your community a better place.
100%. I really do agree with that. I would say one of the things that when we started our journey was really for me to figure out, how do I frame the menu of choices that I have, right? And I think that's so much of what people struggle with when they first start a coaching relationship with a coach is, one, how do you open your mindset? And then two, how do you frame out all these new discoveries that you realize, one, you have to offer, and two, that the world is offering you? And do you view it as a choice or a decision? Because one's a growth mindset and one's a fixed mindset. And I might bring in some of that coachy shit.
We're still bringing in the coachy shit. I mean, we are who we are. We do what we do.
Yes, but so y'all forgive us. Because when you get the coachy stuff, that's our purposeful part of our how we show up with our gifts kind of coming into the podcast conversation. I don't really know what this is. We'll put this on a couple platforms, but we'll also have a couple snippets. Conversations. We're having conversations about different things. And so yeah. Do we want to add anything else?
Yeah, I would love to hear from people listening in that if there is a topic, a question about your own workforce adventure that you think Ebony and Lauren will give me some really good tips and advice, and they'll know what to do in the situation, you should absolutely connect with us either through social media or through our websites, and we'd love to feature that on the show if it works. If it doesn't, we will keep it anonymous if you want. We don't share company names, we don't share individual names, but even with that anonymity, we are able to get to the juicy parts and get right to the core of how we can help you resolve it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the end, if we can leave you in a better place so that you can have a better tomorrow, that's the goal.
Absolutely.
The goal is for today to be better than yesterday, but not yet as good as tomorrow. Yeah, that's always the goal. Today to be better than yesterday, but not yet as good as tomorrow. And that's seeding the hope and optimism that we are all searching for, especially in turbulent times.